What's good, YouTube peeps and barbecue freaks? Thank you guys for joining me today. Well, it's back. As you can tell in the title, Taco Tuesday is back. You guys have asked for it, so I'm bringing it back. And we're going to kick off this series with a steak taco. I've got a USDA choice ribeye, boneless ribeye. We're going to grill it on the Weber kettle. We're going to top it with a homemade guacamole, a homemade pico de gallo on a corn tortilla. This should be good. Let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is make this homemade pico de gallo. So what I've done is I've taken 2 tomatoes here, and I'm actually only going to add about half of that. I'm going to reserve some of it for a guacamole. Here I took probably about a quarter of an onion, red onion, and I've diced that up. We're going to add that to the mix. And then I took 1 jalapeno that I diced up. I removed the seeds and the insides from it. If you want it a little hotter, go ahead and leave the seeds in or use a serrano. I'm going with the jalapeno. I want just a little bit of heat. I'm not looking for a lot of heat in this one. And I'm not making a ton. I'm making just enough for me. The missus will not eat this. So this is going to be just for me. To that, I'm going to add just a little bit of cilantro, probably about a tablespoon. I've already diced that up. We're going to add that in here. That's going to add some good flavor to this. Next, I'm going to take 1 lime. We're going to add the juice of this 1 lime. And then we're going to add just some salt and pepper to taste. We'll give this a taste and see if we like it. Let me get this mixed up. Uh-oh, stay in the bowl. Stay in the damn bowl. So I'm just going to add a little bit of kosher salt. And really this is just a taste. And a little bit of coarse black pepper. Again, the measurements are going to depend on how much you're making, so just go to taste. Oh man, I can smell this. It is smelling good. Just give it a taste and see if it's to your liking. Let's give it a little quick taste here. Oh man. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I'm going to take this pico, I'm going to put it inside the fridge and just let it rest, and then we're going to move on to the guacamole. All right, we have the pico de gallo made. That's in the fridge, and we're going to start on the guacamole. I've got 1 avocado that I've sliced up, and when I slice my avocado, I like to just make it into little cubes. I find that works best for me. So again, I'm only making enough for me, so I'm only going with 1 avocado. To that, I'm going to add 1 small tomato. This is some of the tomato that I had reserved from earlier. And what I do with my tomatoes is I remove the insides of the tomato and then just chop the outside. I don't like having the seeds in my salsa or my guacamole, so that was probably about 1 avocado. And then we're going to give this a smash until this avocado is smashed up to my liking. And normally I don't add the I don't add the tomato until after I've done this part, but what I'm trying here is if I smash up some of these pieces of the tomato while I'm smashing up the avocado, that it'll add a little more moisture to the guacamole. So that's just something that I'm, you know, messing around with here. But I would normally smash this up before adding that. So let's get this mashed up. All right, so I got the avocado smashed up. I'm gonna take some cilantro. We're gonna add that to the mix. And then I'm gonna take the juice from one lime and we're gonna add that. We're gonna give this a mix. So the measurements really, you know, going to depend on how much you're making. If you want to make more, make more. You know, just go to, you get to the flavor that you like. So to this, I'm going to add some coarse black pepper. I'm going to add some kosher salt. I'm going to add a little bit of onion powder. And then I'm going to add a little bit of garlic powder. We'll get this all incorporated and give it a taste and see if we need to add any other ingredient or add a little more of one of the other ingredients. I would always advise to like under season at the beginning. You know, you can always add more, but you can never take away. So let's give it a taste. Perfect. Oh man, that lime. Yes, sir. I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. We're gonna let this chill for just a bit, or while the steaks are cooking. We'll get these steaks seasoned up. We'll get the Weber kettle fired up, and get the rest of this cook underway. Stay tuned. All right, so I have these boneless ribeyes here, and they're, if you can see that, I mean that's about 1 inch thick. So they're pretty thick ribeyes. Again, these are I'd like to cook prime. That's what I normally get. But since I'm slicing these up and I'm not cooking it and eating it as a whole steak, I went ahead and went with USDA choice. So what I'm going to do is just take some oil and you know, rub it on each side, just so that way this rub has something to stick to. One is going to be for me, one is going to be for the missus. In fact, the missus, I'm going to leave hers whole, and I'm not going to slice it up for tacos. She's going to eat hers whole. So we're just going to get this rubbed down all the way around, getting the sides, because I am going to season the sides, and you want that rub to stick to the side. All right. So the rubs I'm going to use, I'm actually going to use 2 different rubs. I'm going to go with my regular SPG mix, and this is a 4:2:1 ratio. 4 being the kosher salt, 2 being the coarse, granulated garlic, and 1 being the coarse black pepper. And the parts simply means whatever measurements you're using. If you're using a teaspoon, a tablespoon, a cup, whatever you're using, that's the parts. So for this, I went with 4 tablespoons of kosher salt, 2 tablespoons of granulated garlic, and 1 tablespoon of coarse black pepper. Now you want to use the granulated and the coarse, and not like the fine or the table pepper, the fine salt or table salt and granulated garlic, because that will clump up. So this is going to be the first rub that I use. In fact, I'm going to do the sides first. And you can just use this by itself and it would be really good, but I'm going to try another rub out and see how I like it. So we'll get that seasoned up all the way around. I did not trim these steaks at all. There's still some fat, as you can see, like right here on the edge. I didn't trim it. I just, you know, pulled them out of the package and decided to just run with it the way it is. I can always grill that part to kind of crisp it up and make it taste tasty, or I can, you know, cut it off at the end. Anyway, the second rub I'm going to use is this Texas Chrome. This stuff is great on beef. So I'm going to try it on these steaks and we're going to see what it tastes like. This is a really good beef rub. I use it often. Just give that a light coating. Sorry if it's a little loud. My lawn guy is out cutting the lawn. So just going to pat that in. We're going to flip it over. We're going to oil the second side. And then get it seasoned up. Again, we're going to hit it with the SPG. And come back with the Texas Chrome. And this is just, you know, I'm not going really heavy on this. Just a nice little coating. Be fine. So I got the my chimney going. I got some charcoal in it. It's coming up, or the charcoals are heating up. We'll dump them in the Weber kettle. We're going to use the grill grates for these. So let this set for a bit. The fire's almost ready to go. I'll pick back up once we head outside. All right, so I got the charcoal dumped in here. I got my Weber baskets in here. I'm simply using them to kind of hold the charcoal in the middle. So I'm gonna take my grill grate right on top. I only need one piece since I'm only doing 2 steaks. We're gonna let that get hot. We'll get the steaks on. I'm gonna go 2 minutes on one side of the steak, and then I'll turn it 90 degrees. Go another 2 minutes, so it's 4 minutes on one side. Flip it over, do the same thing. 2 minutes on one side, turn it 90 degrees. 2 minutes on the other side. A total of 8 minutes for the total cook time, and then we'll get them off. All right, this grill grate is hot enough. We're gonna get these steaks on. Again, 90 or we're gonna lay down one way and then we'll switch it 90 degrees in 2 minutes. So let's lay that down there. I'll get the timer going and then I'll pick back up. All right, it's been 2 minutes. I'm gonna take these steaks and I'm gonna turn them 90 degrees. And then after 2 minutes, I'm gonna flip them over, do the same thing on the other side, and then I'll pick back up once they're done and we head inside. All right, these steaks are done. I'm just gonna top them with some butter, just to add a little bit of extra flavor to these bad boys. Get that in there. I'm gonna let them rest for a little bit, let that butter melt, and then I'll take one, slice it up. The other one will be for the missus, and we'll make some tacos, y'all. All right, so what I'm doing here is I got some corn tortillas, and I just threw them on the grill grates. We're gonna let them warm up for just a few seconds on each side. We'll flip them over. It won't take long at all, but we want to definitely get a little bit of color on these tortillas and get them warmed up. All right, so the steak has been resting. We're gonna cut into it. I'm just gonna go right down the middle and see what it looks like. I have no idea. Oh man, look at that. Can you guys see that? This thing looks amazing. That's perfect. Look at that. Man, I am extremely happy with the way this turned out. We're going to give it a taste. Actually, I'm going to slice it up and we're going to put it in a taco. But I am going to cut a little piece off, give it a taste. But right there, medium rare, that's perfect, in my opinion. For me, that's what a steak should look like. So I'm gonna get this sliced up and we'll get to making some tacos. All right, so everything's ready to go. I've got my steak sliced up. We're gonna take some of this steak, some of this ribeye, and just lay it right in the middle here. Man, this stuff tastes so good, you guys. I'm gonna take some of the guacamole that we made up. I'm gonna add that right over the top. God, that tastes so good. Get this out of the way. And then we're gonna top it with some of that homemade Pico de Gallo that I made up. Just right over the top. And then we're gonna give this bad boy a taste. All right, you guys, now comes the best part, the taste test. Here's a taco. Let's give it a try. Damn it, that's good. The steak is cooked perfectly. The seasonings are excellent. It went very well with that steak. The guacamole, the homemade pico de gallo went perfect on this taco. I couldn't have kicked off this Tacos Tuesday series with a better taco. This was absolutely excellent. You guys definitely need to try this out. I'm going to finish my tacos. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.